composure back in many ways against Sun Sky here. They know what Skyline D is capable of. We've seen, what they are able to do here. And in many ways, talking to like Muscle Bra, for example, they know the risks that they have to take, and they have to put everything out onto the table here to win against Skyline D.
They definitely do. And Trekkie, is there anything in your mind, besides just putting it all out on the line, that they can kind of do to turn things into their advantage?
I would hope that they might surprise us here with some weirder picks for what the comp we're used to seeing them in, just to cater to the new map pool that we're up against now, and hopefully they might surprise us.
Yeah, I'm thinking a surprise would be a very interesting thing to see as well. I think that maybe we move away from the word surprise and maybe say upset here, Kalaris?
Potentially. At the same time, though, Mythic PogChamp PvMe going up against Skyline D, not Sun Sky, they're my pick for the tournament. As much as, they didn't exactly have the easiest of roads in the upper, I think that down in the lower bracket, I think that they can have a good run, a good, strong run. So I'm not calling an upset just yet. I think PogChamp's going to bring the thunder.
Well, let's also look at how they dropped down to, I know the joke is how they fell to the lower portion of the bracket, Jack. Do you think that was more of a thing that happened, a mistake that happened that we shouldn't expect to see again?
I think it was just a compilation of just some little mistakes, but also playing against some incredibly powerful teams here. And we've seen, what was the kryptonite really for Skyline D up against Shell's Angels? It was Shell's Angels taking very aggressive dungeons and actually just pulling them as hardly as they could, making very aggressive plays there to be able to get through it quickly. That's what I would want to see out of Mythic PogChamp here is, you'll have that opportunity as they're going to be going into Halls of Valor for their starting dungeon here. But going forward from that, we've seen Shell's Angels dominate on Seat of the Triumvirate. If that's something that maybe Team PogChamp has actually practiced, if that's something they're well versed in, great. If not, I want to be looking at something maybe like the Vault of the Wardens to be able to be a little bit higher up on.
Okay, I want to unpack that just a little bit because I think you kind of had two ideas there, and I want to look at both of them. I think one thing that you said is maybe you want to see Mythic PogChamp pool a little bit bigger here. You want to see them go hard. You don't want to see them say, okay, we should have the advantage. You don't want to see them, in other words, play it safe.
I don't want to see them play like Skyline D will always play, right? Skyline D is always going to play for the 100% chance. We will always execute at this level when we pull this quantity, right?
Yeah.
Shell's Angels had a number of different pulls, especially in Arcway. They would have said, we need every single Arcane Torrent, kick, stun, everything to be able to do this pull, but they tried it anyway.
And then I believe the other thing you said is you wanted to see everybody in Twitch chat vote right now for either hashtag MPG or hashtag SLD. And
that's exactly right.
Okay, guys, go ahead. Please, Jack, right now, vote in Twitch chat. Let us know who you think is going to take it. But Kalaris, one more thing that I do kind of want to ask here as we jump into this next series. What do you want to see? Jack says he sees the teams potentially going big is important. He also talked about counter picks. What is the most important thing to you?
For me, Skyline D is actually one of the teams that I really anticipated coming into the tournament. I thought they played great in China, and they were actually one of the teams that was the most safest. When it came to 16 deaths across their 8 matches, comparing that to some of the other teams that had 114 deaths across their entire tournament run. So I want to see Skyline D stick to their usual, stick to their safe, and just kind of ride it out there, because I think it's going to be difficult to defeat PogChamp if they change their style that they're most comfortable with.
Well, we're going to have to see which styles these teams employ. It's going to be a very important matchup. We just saw APAC determine who the best in the region was. They grabbed that 3rd spot for BlizzCon, but we got one more. When we return from this break, we are going to determine the last team going to BlizzCon. Will it be Mythic PogChamp or will it be Skyline D? Do not miss a moment of this action.